Time to go do a pickup. Today, Tim Davies, I think he runs Zealous. I met him briefly at the Retail Global event last year when I went with a bunch of YouTubers to represent eBay there. And today he posted about how eBay is laying off 1,000 staff and shared his story about how he essentially 9 years ago got laid off and then started a company that became a quote-unquote business partner of eBay. And he runs the eBay Masterclass at Retail Global, and I've been in that Masterclass and he knows so much. One of the things he said in his post was how almost every business has a presence on eBay, and if you are starting any business, one of the quickest paths to revenue is eBay. And that is so cool because it doesn't just apply to big businesses, it applies to you and me. Anybody who wants to learn about business and wants to learn how to sell something, get some sort of a feedback loop where they think they have something of value, put it up for a price, get paid what they ask for, ship it, fulfill it, and then potentially get a repeat buyer. You know, they can remain random for a long time, like sell random stuff for a long time, or they can, after a bit of randomness, decide they want to sell a particular category and then hone their focus. eBay is that playground, and it's so cool that even when someone like Tim goes and makes a company that helps, websites of big businesses match data in such a way that the buyer experience is so smooth, where if they go and for example, if you go to a website and you click on a category, you want toys, and then you go, okay, I want action figures, and then I want Marvel or DC, and then you click on the characters, and all that data matching to the item, to the various SKUs that could potentially fulfill that need. You've been to websites before where you see an item's for sale, right? There's an ad. You click on the ad, you go to the website, and you can't find the item because the link's broken. No matter, the ad's current, right? And then you go around the website, you go, okay, well, I forgot what it is. I know the character name, but you type in the search, it doesn't give you the result. That's okay. You then go, maybe if I sort by category, then you sort the shop by category because you're incentivized to find the item that is on sale. And then you sort by category, the item is also not there. And you go, wait. And then a third thing happens sometimes where you search for, let's say you're looking for a Green Lantern figure, just using an example. And the website gives you 9 results, right? You may not find the character you want, but your brain registers that 9 results were provided. You then sort by category and go narrow until you get to action figures. And then Green Lantern gives you 7 results. And you go, wait, there were 9 before, now there's 7. What the heck? That's kind of what Zealous does. That's the kind of business that Tim has, where they help make that whole experience as smooth and as consistent as possible, so that when you go to a website, no matter how big that website is, you are able to find what you need and you're able to buy what you need. So that's him, and him is still recommending eBay. And so then when I go on, and so then this ties to the next thought, which is I spend a lot of time on social media because I am part of that ecosystem with the YouTube channel and Instagram and building out the Discord community. And I see so much complaining around the fee, eBay site's broken, like eBay screwed me with a buyer. And the expectation for the amount that is paid is so misaligned. And I don't think people understand how much toolkit they get with eBay for the little fee that they pay. Like when I see someone say things like, I'm gonna go start my own website, usually if I ask them what product they sell, eBay is the better platform for them to just stay on. But they're angry because their expectations are not their expectations are not educated. And then because they've made this statement that they are leaving, and all these comments start coming in, right? Like, this is not an airport, you don't have to announce your departure, all that kind of stuff. Like, they've already dug this hole, and then the hole just keeps getting dug for them in the comments. Really, they should just go, am I missing something? But it's too late by that point. And Facebook kind of does that to some people. What is to say, if you are starting to sell on eBay and you feel like you can get sucked into that, to those echo chambers of complaining, take a step back and actually ask yourself, can I do better? Like, like a teenager who goes, I'm moving out, you guys suck, you guys don't love me, you don't understand me. Like, if you let the emotions die down and then take a step back and ask yourself, if I were to do all this myself, would it actually be cheaper and take less time? And the answer will actually be no. Those who will say yes, for the most part, either have some sort of coding experience, have some sort of e-commerce experience, that they will spend the time and do it well so that there are no further problems down the line. That's the part that a lot of disgruntled eBay sellers don't factor. You can go start a Shopify website. You can set up, something on like WooCommerce or whatever. But then from that point on, if you don't know how to maintain it, if you don't know how to grow it, you don't know how to funnel traffic to it, you're stuck. Setting up something from scratch is not the hard part. It's actually running it in such a way that it actually makes you money ongoing. That's the part that is the bigger challenge, and that's the part that eBay makes so easy, and sellers take that for granted. So if you're on eBay, please appreciate just the immense toolkit that you have at your fingertips for what is, for most people, 15% after you sell, not before. Yeah. And the time. Download an app, create an account, create a listing, take photos, upload, done. Unbelievable. So, appreciate it, because even big businesses use it, because it is that useful of a playground for businesses to actually make decisions. Quickest path to revenue. So I just picked up a $5 bag of toys on Marketplace, and most of it is garbage that, I'll probably just put back up for $5 anyways. It's $5. It's a 15-minute drive. This monster truck will probably get $10 on Marketplace. I've never picked up a... This will probably get 10, maybe? I've never sold these microphones before. These guys, Titan Hero Transformers, Titan Hero Rescue Bots. They go for like $20 on eBay, regardless of character. So it's not like as if one character is more sought after than the other, because they're around and came out for a little bit, and after that they are not. So they have these little storage cases in them. They're tacky, they don't transform, but there's some kids who love them because they're big and easy to grab, and you can bash them around. The real reason why I picked up this lot was for these guys. So these are superhero mashers. Their body parts come off, and you'll notice that one of them is missing a leg, but he's not. His leg's in there. It's just that they're little knobs. They come off. You can swap their parts around. These guys go for $20 each, usually. So there's 4 of them in here. That's $80. Plus those Titan Heroes, that's 20 and 20. So 80 plus 40 is 120, plus a random 20 of those two things there. So 140 from $5. Let me know if you're someone who would drive half an hour both ways. So 15 minutes out, 15 minutes back, and $5 to pick up a lot that will sell for $140. Would you do it? Let me know in the comments below. The other thought on this beautifully rainy day is to always start with the end in mind. It sounds cliched. People always talk about this, right? Do you have a goal? Do you have a vision? And I'm reflecting on my journey. Tonight I'm going to do a social media talk, and I'm just reflecting on the journey so far. And I know that one of the responses to this statement of having the end in mind is, but I just do it for fun. Yeah, you just do it for fun. Cool. If you just do it for fun, there's no issue if you're not stretched. The moment you run out of time because your family has challenges, or financially you need to make more money, or relationally you have more commitments all of a sudden, this thing you do for fun drops off. Like Netflix on a Thursday night, it just doesn't happen anymore. And so to me, for it to be considered something that you have to choose between, you must have an end in mind. Because for everything else, there is a what's the point? For everything else, there's a purpose. If you're going to do social media, there has to be a purpose. And that purpose, by the way, has to be more than just money. If you want to make money on social media and it's like a side thing, good luck. It's going to be very hard for you to actually make money on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook on the side. Many people will say that they can do it, and people have. You're more likely to make consistent money on the side just with a job. It's a lot of effort, and depending on the things that you are interested in, that crossover can either compound how difficult it is or make it significantly easier. And I'll put it this way, okay? If you're willing to spend 2 hours a day doing YouTube content or online content, whatever content it may be, and your interest is, weaving baskets, that is compounding it in the difficult direction. If your interest is posing pretty, showing and dancing sexy without actually being nude, you're compounding it in the easy direction. That's what I mean. It's not just about, and you please excuse the crude example, because everybody knows sex sells. Not everybody will believe you if you tell them weaving sells, right? But that's what happens. People come to social media as a side hustle, and their posture is, I want to do what I want. And you can. I want to talk about what I'm interested in. It's not an I. It's not bad, because if you go to your job, you can't do what I want, because at your job, you do what your boss wants. If you're at home, you're doing what your kids want, what your spouse wants, as you're part of a family unit. There's a lot more give and take. And social media is very appealing because you get to do what you want. I want. But not everybody values your passions and your interests the way you do. And there's actually so much data on YouTube that you can gauge the market size for the thing that you're interested in. And so just willing to put the time aside for it and being able to self-express to the moon is not a guarantee of income. And that's the harsh reality of doing a side hustle that involves social media, which is why having some sort of a vision is so important, because it's not as simple as just broadcast and hope it happens, or once we get to a certain number, it should click. That's not what happens. There needs to be some sort of a plan whereby you are constantly gauging the feedback, right? What do my audience like? How are they responding to my content? How are they responding to my style of content? What do they want to hear from me? What do they like hearing from me? What aspects am I showing of myself and my life and my business and my thought process that makes them stay? There's a lot of data, by the way, behind every YouTube video, behind every Instagram reel, that you can actually look at to help you understand what about you appeals to your audience. If it sounds like it's a lot of work, it is. And it's also very interesting to those who see it as work. Notice how this is very different from because I do it for fun. You see? It's quite a deep endeavor, and it's very rewarding as work if you view it as worthwhile work. And worthwhile work only is worthwhile when there is an end in mind. That's kind of the point I wanted to get to. Sorry if it got a bit ranty. Quite passionate about it at the moment, and yeah, find myself, even in a year and a half on YouTube, I find myself giving people advice about it. People are asking me like, hey John, you're pumping out almost a video a day. Why is it worth it? You can imagine if you're someone who's been doing it for 10 years, 20 years, you'd probably be getting lots of questions too, like, is it worth it? How have you lasted this long? Really? With the end in mind. Without an end in mind, without a constantly evolving vision, evolving concept of what you're building, doing it just for fun is not what it takes. And just choose what you're passionate about is also not it. Because as I've already covered, what you're passionate about could very well be something that only you like, or not enough of yous like it, that it isn't worthwhile for long. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for hearing my thoughts on this rainy day. Broccoli tree. Thanks for being part of my channel. Thanks for being part of my community. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to keep evolving my content, because you guys could easily just not tune in, right? You guys could, if you guys all left the channel and there was like 3 people here, it would be a lot harder to justify continually evolving the content. But for the most part, the channels continue to grow gradually. Sometimes there are spikes and sometimes there are plateaus, but that's just any business. So thank you for allowing me this opportunity to learn content, to learn social media, and to really add this skill set to my toolkit. And I am still enjoying it. I don't think I will stop enjoying it. It's definitely one of the more enjoyable things I've started and continue to do. And I think you can see that in my videos too. This was meant to be the end of the video. I will do better at ending videos, but I'll close on this. I now have members in my community that do 2 things. The first one is when they notice I'm being a bit off brand, they will message me and say, hey John, the last video or post or whatever you did felt a bit off. Are you alright? It's like 2 things. So there's feels a bit off brand, not give us back John. It's are you okay? There's an element of care which really touches me, and then maybe stick to your brand. Like, I'm concerned for your brand, I'm also concerned for you. So that's been really cool. And the second thing that been happening with my community is I hear the phrase, go back and just make what you love. Like, you've shown us that you clearly understand that you're not like you are not just making content to pander to the views and the subscriber count. You clearly know how to have fun while making content. Go back and do that. Don't change that, because that freedom that you exhibit also appeals to us. We find that inspiring, that where most people have this fear of making their first video, you're pumping it out once a day and you look like you're having fun. Please don't lose that. So the fact that I've got that happening in my channel already, at just under 4,000 subscribers, is so cool. So yeah, thank you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can say that.
My turn. Really?
Oh, yummy. Oh my god, this salad is the best.